Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical. I know I did a video like this back earlier in the year, kind of late winter, early spring, but looking back, I cringe at just how unorganized I am, like explaining my thoughts and how rambly I was. I recently got to see the musical again, twice, when they were in Boston for the final part of their tour, so I wanted to kind of redo this video to do it more justice, and I was actually smart this time around and made notes for what I want to talk about, so hopefully that should stop me from rambling and help me get my point across a tiny bit better. This is actually the first musical I went to go see, so it's like doubly special to me. It has, piqued my interest in theater a little bit more, so that's cool. So this musical was an amazing adaptation of the books. Beyond amazing, actually. Unlike some horrible movies that shall not be named. Like, in my personal opinion, this 2-hour musical managed to capture the essence of the Percy Jackson books much better than both the two movies combined. I mean, the first bit of good news is their Annabeth is actually blonde, so that is a good start. Paying attention to the characters. Another thing that I loved about this musical was it captured the voice of the books, for lack of better words. Like, the show and the actors weren't trying to take themselves overly seriously like I felt the movie was. Like, in the books, there is this, classic Percy sass and humor, and it's a fun read. The movies, I feel, we're trying to be too cool and edgy and just trying to appeal to an older audience much more than the audience that it was intended for. The musical, on the other hand, seemed to have stuck more true to the books, in my mind, to the humor and the sass and just the overall spirit of the book. Like, the 3 times I got to see it, once in Worcester, twice in Boston, because I am a nerd like that, but oh my god, each show I went to, the audience was laughing. Like, you could not help but to laugh. Whenever a joke or something funny was mentioned, you could not help but to laugh. And personally, that's something that I would expect to see from a Percy Jackson book. When I was reading the books, it's been a while since I read the books, but when I would read them, I would smile to myself. I was reading a funny line, maybe even actually laugh out loud if it was a really funny line. Watching the movies, it's like, maybe between the two of them, I got a minor laugh. Nothing like, oh, ha ha ha, that was funny, but just like a minor giggle. For the musical, oh my god. I went to go see it on the 20th and the 27th. I saw it for the second to last show, and for that show, my face hurt from how much I was smiling and laughing. Another thing that I loved about this musical as an adaptation was it felt like there was more of a bond between the actors. Like, looking back, when I think of the movie Percy and Grover, I felt more like Grover was that annoying kid who is trying too hard to be buddy-buddy and thinks you're friends, but you're not really, if that makes sense. Percy and Grover in the musical adaptation, it felt like there was a more genuine, friendship between them. Same between Annabeth and Percy and Luke and everybody else. The relationships, the friendships between everyone felt much more genuine. As with Percy's relationship with his mom, that also felt much more genuine. And as a viewer, I actually cared when something happened to them. Like when Percy's mom goes against the Minotaur and she is killed / disappears. I actually felt a lot more for Percy than I did in the movie. The use of props was awesome. The props they had and the puppetry sort of things they had going for the monsters were beyond awesome. Just, they looked so cool. And I really like how they used the lighting to kind of switch between the scenes, occasionally blinding the audience while they quickly set something up. Just, I thought that was really clever. I thought it flowed nicely. Every dang song in this musical was a bop. Just, they were fun to listen to, they were fun to watch. I've just been constantly playing them in my car and belting, very off key might I add, along to them. They're just such fun songs, and they work so well. The characters did not feel flat like the movie ones did. They actually had personality and life to them. And because of this, I felt more emotionally drawn out of me as a viewer. I also like how Annabeth and Grover weren't like pushed to the side in this. I feel in the movie they were kind of pushed to the side a bit more as like side characters, and we focused more on Percy. Musical? No. They were full-fledged characters with pasts and emotions, and you felt for them. When Annabeth is telling Percy about like how much this quest means to her, you feel for the poor girl. And when Grover is talking about Talia and how he feels he failed her and how he's such a failure, you felt for him. They had pasts. They were important characters. They just weren't the sidekicks. Because they followed the plot of the book, Luke's motivation for being an antagonist makes sense. And just random little things also added so much to the musical. Blue food being mentioned, Mr. D having the Diet Coke because he can't drink. The cast was amazing. They are so talented, and several cast members played multiple roles, like Grover and Mr. D were played by the same guy. Luke and Ares, same guy. Just mad respect for them for being able to like quickly switch between these roles. And just, I have mad respect for everyone for being able to do those costume changes as fast as they did. And honestly, if I didn't know better, I would not have believed that some of these guys played different characters. Just between the minor changes in voice and just how they held themselves, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe that's the same person. So, mad respect for that kind of skill. And just how they managed the quest from New York to LA in the span of one musical number was very nice. You know, just that musical number was fun to watch. I like how there was a little nod to each like event that happened in the book. Like the Gateway Arch, I believe it was. I am blanking because I don't know my monuments. The Chimera, the Hoover Dam, the Lotus Casino Hotel, just all these little nods. Meeting Ares, all these little nods to what happens on their way to LA. They managed to incorporate into one musical number, and it just flowed so nicely. And it's a ridiculously catchy song. And just the soundtrack, like I said, is amazing. All the songs are just total bops. Tree on the Hill and Good Kid will forever tug at my heartstrings. And also Luke's reprise of Good Kid in the last day of summer also always gets a little emotional punch out of me. And My Grand Plan and Bring on the Monsters will forever be pump-up songs for me. Like, earlier in the year, my place of employment went on strike. A week and a half of no pay, of constantly worrying about what the heck I'm gonna do for my bills if I don't go back to work soon. Just, it was a stressful time, and just being able to blare those two songs in my car on my way to and from the picket line were insane mood pick-me-ups for me. Just, they're awesome, like, pump-up songs, like, yeah, I can do this, I got this, things are gonna be good, it's gonna work out. Just, especially Bring on the Monsters. That's just such a major pickup song. And just, goddamn, this musical just makes me so happy. And it makes me sad knowing that the tour is over. And just not the musical itself, just the things that the musical has caused to happen. Like on Twitter, there was this Twitter account, which is now inactive. It's in mourning because the musical is done touring. But they were helping people who might not be able to afford tickets otherwise to go see the show. Help the Half-Bloods. And just seeing all these strangers come together to help other strangers to see this show was beyond amazing. It was mind-blowing to me. And then the official Twitter account for the show constantly promoting them, and the two of them teaming up to help even more people. I believe they helped, like, God, what was the final number? I think about 170, maybe even a little more, people see the show. They helped that many people who wouldn't have been able to see it otherwise see the show. And that just blows my mind. So this musical not only helped reignite my love for Percy Jackson, but they helped kind of restore some faith in humanity. They helped remind me how awesome and how powerful fandom can be. And to me, that's just as awesome and makes this musical even more awesome than I already think it is. And just, I'm so sad to see this tour end and not know what is in store for the future of this musical, if there even is a future. I desperately hope there is, because, like I said, I love this musical and it's awesome. But whether they go on tour again, the cast changes up, they do a Sea of Monsters tour, an international tour, whatever, or even an unrelated project, hope for all the best for everyone in the cast. And it's sad. Yesterday, as of filming this video, the tour finished up, the last show. Didn't get to go, sadly, because of work, but literally I woke up with the last day of summer stuck in my head. And it was stuck in my head my entire 6-hour shift at work. And oh my god. The emotions, guys. The emotions. But, so, I believe I covered the big things that I want to talk about. So, before I get overly emotional and start ugly crying on camera, I'm gonna stop myself here. For those who may just be learning about this lovely musical now, while the tour is over, they do have a cast recording on Spotify, and I believe it's also on iTunes. If you haven't done so already, I do highly suggest you check it out. Just, the songs are amazing. They work so well. They fit the characters. They fit the story. And honestly, just listening to like one or two of them, you can already feel they captured the book infinitely better than both the movies combined. Like, I can't remember what song I heard first. I think it was either Good Kid or the Campfire song. But listening to those two, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a great adaptation. So if you don't like the movies, this musical is good. It will not burn you like the movies did. So yeah, go check out the cast recording. It is totally worth the listen. And for those of you who have seen the musical and just need someone to gush to and mourn with, let's talk down in the comments. Let's gush and reminisce the awesomeness of this musical. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.